Well, hello everybody. You've just caught me on the way home from work, and I've just called in at the allotments now just to have a check up and do some watering, basically up at the top there in the tunnel on the tomatoes and cucumbers that we've got growing. But I'll have a look around and see if there's anything else I can do while I'm here. So I've just been watering the tomatoes and the cucumbers. Now, it's taken just over actually 30 litres to water everything up that's in here. And it's the captured rainwater that we're using, obviously, for that. And I've just refilled those now. Those, can't even think what they're called. Watering cans, you silly fool. I've just refilled them so that they're ready for next time, because what I didn't want to do is have the temperature of the water being a lot colder than the actual soil that the plants are growing in. If you leave them in here, fill them up the night before, or a couple of days before, like I'm doing, because these will be getting watered again probably on Friday night, every couple of days, then it's not as much of a shock for the root system when you pour cold water in, if you pour warm water in, or the water that's the same temperature as the plant's root, or similar to it. So that's the idea. But yeah, they're not doing too bad, these, are they? Here are the cucumbers on this side, and then obviously we've got the tomatoes there. There's some, is it Sweet 100 or something like that? Let's have a look what we've got there. Yeah, Super Sweet 100. I always bang my head on that, guys. Obligatory. And some more down there. So there's two lots of those. And then we've got the majority of them being Sun Gold in here, which are another cherry tomato. The Sun Gold, particularly sweet and tasty and juicy. And then we've got a couple of red plum on the end there. If you saw the last episode, I was planting them all in. And the one before that I was doing the cucumbers. But yeah, they're not looking too bad in here. All sort of tethered to the climbing poles. I'm going to try and keep them in that sort of a single stem running up the canes. I've got to get these out as well. I've got to get these into the soil or into some sort of bigger container, which are the peppers. But they're the large peppers, the bell peppers and the sweet pepper. Corno di Toro Roma, is it? Rosso? Corno di Toro Rosso. Yeah. Devil's horns. No, they're not. They're the Diablo. They're the Diablo peppers, the devil's horns, aren't they? So these are just the sweet peppers. The speech is still a little bit impaired, guys, because of the dental issue. But the swelling's gone down, as you can see. It's not looking too bad. I'm not looking as hideous as I did on the last couple of videos. So I think I'll take some of those potato buckets and put them outside, giving them a bit more sunshine, the spuds. Yeah, so the beauty of having potatoes in buckets is that you can move them around. I need to shift that out the way. I'll just move it with my foot for the time being. You can move them around in the buckets, and so I have done. I've taken the round Asda buckets, cut flower buckets, that you get from Asda, and I put them outside. Basically outside of the big brassica tent. Now I've still got the Tesco buckets inside, which I may be shifting and moving around, but I've yet to decide that. I don't think I'll be doing it tonight. Because as you can clearly see, it is a jungle in here, an absolute jungle. So I've been taking them from down there. These are the square ones, the larger square ones, which I believe are around about 25-30 litres, the large square buckets. And they're the cut flower buckets, obviously, again, that you get from, we get from Tesco, one of the local supermarkets. It's one of the Tesco locals that we go to just down the road. And they always have 3 or 4 of them that you can take, if you ask them nicely, in the correct manner. But there they are. Not seeing any cabbage whites today, so that's a good thing. Well, the wind is picking up. I'm just hoping it wasn't a mistake, actually, putting them. Look at that. The ghost has opened. The ghost of Percy Thrower has opened the door for us there. Some of you older viewers might remember Percy. But there you go. Have a look round. Uh-oh, what have we got here? We have a calabrese. Not strictly speaking broccoli, same family. People mistake it for broccoli. It gets sold in supermarkets as broccoli, but it's actually calabrese, that, the big single fat-headed one. So that's just a juvenile, that's a baby. Give it about 10 days and hopefully it'll be as big as your head. And we'll be harvesting it. Are there any more on? This is the calabrese. Oh yes, yes. Oh yes, they're coming through. Any more for any more? Well, yeah, obviously they grow from the centre of the plant. Generally as a single big one like that. And then if you leave them in, you get smaller ones coming off. Smaller broccolis or calabrese coming off from. This is a true broccoli. This is the purple sprouting broccoli in this particular bed. This is sort of like 8 by 3.5 pallet collar bed. And there's 12 in there and there's 12 in here. They're a little bit overcrowded really, but they seem to be doing okay. Seem to be doing fine. But yeah, we've got 2 heads on, at least 2 coming on, which is great. Start harvesting them in another week or so. Here's the kale, monstrous, about 2.5 foot tall now. That. It's up to sort of, I shall say, groin level as we speak. And these are the cabbages. So these cabbages are going to be a good size if they all come through to fruition. It should be a decent size. Something is having a peck at them. As you can see there, I've used a little bit of the slug pellet in certain areas, but that's the new stuff, the sort of or the less toxic stuff, the more environmentally friendly stuff. But it's still blue pelleted. There's the pak choi, ready for harvest. In fact, it's getting beyond harvest time. That I trimmed them off these central stems, didn't I? These shoots that are coming up, but they're still coming through. Look, you get these little florets coming through, but they definitely need harvesting this week. I'm going to harvest them this week and try and get these in because these are well past going in the spinach, and the spinach itself is bolted. Look, yeah. You can get more bolt hardy versions, but we like to keep it sort of as nature intended. And the spinach is that. Better taking them young, really, the young leaves, but I'm just going to be chopping all that and freezing it up, part boiling it and freezing it up. There's the spuds, there's the blue pellets. I went a bit mad with that, really. But they're not being touched at all then. So that's one particular type of cauliflower, and that's another type of cauliflower. So we've got 2 different species of cauliflower, in the same way that we've got 2 different species of these, we'll call them broccolis, calabrese and purple sprouting in that side. But the kale's doing fantastically well, always does. I need to start harvesting these, taking a few leaves at a time from around the base and either eating them straight away or chopping them and freezing them, these. Because they're going to be, we're going to have a plethora of them. And you can just keep constantly harvesting that for about the next 5 or 6 months, really, up until Christmas time or just before, because that's what happened last year. We had them growing in this cage last year, and that was the last thing to be taken out, and that was probably late November, early December. It was when I was doing the onions, the Japanese sensu onions, when I pulled them out last, which would have been November last year. So yeah, we'll get a few good months of harvesting off these. Got to keep them like that. I might even nip them out at the top when they get about this high and just get the bushiness coming on. You know, stop them growing too high, because they came about that high and all flopped over last year inside the smaller cage. But yeah, it's looking ace, isn't it? Looking good. Looking fantastic. No need to water up. We've had plenty of sunshine and rain these last few days. So nothing to do outside. So it's just a flying visit, really. What have I been down for? Not even half an hour. I got down here about 20 past 5, and it's not 6 o'clock yet, so I'll just quickly convert you into a video and get you posted up online. You can watch this with tea, hopefully around about 6:30, 7 o'clock, something like that. Take care of yourselves and each other. Hope you're having a good week. It's Wednesday tonight. So we're over the hump of it, over the hump of the week. be hurtling into the weekend shortly. Will there be plenty more fun, japes and shenanigans down here on the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. If you're a lady, you've been fantastic, fragrant and beautiful. If you're a gentleman, you've been forthright, virile and masculine. And if you've been something in between, you've been something in between. And we love you all. Keep growing your heads down, boys and girls. I'll get you out of this wind if I can. And catch you next time. Guru out. Bye bye now.